You do it not until you get it right, but until you cannot possibly get it wrong. So often than not, I talk to many people in, gosh, what's on my face? The real estate business. And I'll ask them, what are you doing in your business? Who are you calling? Who are you prospecting? Expires, for sale by owners, your sphere of influence, business owners. Well, there's so many different people that you can call and create business from. And then let's just say they say, oh, I'm calling expires. I said, oh, great. So what are you asking them? And then they start to talk and they give me a couple things. I said, let's do a role play. So I said, ring. I say, hi, may I speak to Maria? I said, this is Maria. Oh, you're the seller of 123 Main Street. Yes, I am. How can I help you? They ask like 2 questions and then they stop because they have not committed to memory the questions that you need to ask, whether somebody is buying real estate, selling real estate, investment properties, whatever it is. There's a series of basic information that we need to be able to assist anybody in this process. Now, this is just the very basic stuff, folks, very basic stuff. When you're going and you're meeting with somebody and you are speaking to them about representing them as a buyer or being their listing broker for the sale of their portfolio or your house or your investment property or your mom's house or your cousin's house or somebody's house that you're now in charge of the estate because they just passed away, knowing what to say, not only knowing what to say, but knowing it so well that you cannot possibly get it wrong. See, what I see that happens all the time is that people do it just enough so they can just barely get it right. And they then go out and they practice on the client. And what kind of results does that get? Not usually good ones. So we practice and practice and practice until you cannot possibly get it wrong. You could call me at 3 a.m. and you could ask me to role play with you about X, Y, and Z. I'd be ready because of doing it over and over and over again. I made a joke this weekend. I said, oh, I'm going back to work. I was away for the weekend visiting friends in Florida, as you may have heard me mention. I said, oh, I'm going back to work tomorrow. I got in this afternoon, so I went right to the office from the airport. I had 2 meetings, and then I had a interview come in. I got home at about 7:10. No, after 7:15. Now I'm cooking dinner. One of the things I said was going back to the plain, boring, monotonous work. And any business that you're in, I don't care what business that you're in order to get results, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, because that is what makes somebody great. Look at any of our sports figures here in Philadelphia. Embiid, Jalen Hurts. I can't think of any other people right now. There's lots of them. Do you think that they just practice until they can shoot the ball in the hoop or run it down the field or pass it, throw it down the field? Or do they do it so many times that even if somebody trips them up, they can't get it wrong? Now, they take the shot. They may not make it in the basket or they may not make that pass, but they were able to take the shot. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about practicing and role playing and doing it over and over and over and over and over again. So you possibly could not get it wrong because you've done it so much. What do you think happens when you go to law school or medical school? You have to do that same thing. Write that brief over and over again. Do that procedure over and over again. They're not waiting to see you get it right. They're watching you do it until you can't possibly get it wrong. And in this industry of real estate, so many real estate agents, first of all, don't know. Number 2, know it until it's right, instead of learning and doing it until you can't possibly get it wrong. I promise you that if you work on your craft and you do it so you possibly cannot get it wrong, your business, regardless of the market, will skyrocket, just like ours is right now, because we know the information so well. We know exactly what we need to ask. We know how to communicate with people. We care. We listen. We treat them like they're our family. When we do it, we can't get it wrong because we've done it so many times. I want you to ask yourself today, have you done it enough times you can't possibly get it wrong? And if the answer is no, then get to it right now. Because if you don't, somebody else is coming up behind you. There's always a bigger boat. There's always a bigger house. There's always a bigger bank account. And somebody else is coming right by you. It's going to surpass you. So do it until you can't get it wrong instead of doing it until you just get it right. And your business will change. Just watch me.